it's just enough to be wild for the evening. We fall apart to start believing. I know this feeling drips down my body in the sun. This is the real thing, and I am overcome. Our hands are reeling, my heart beating like a band. Lift up the ceiling as I open up my hands. Oh, this is chemical. Oh, lost in a gold rush. Oh, this is the promise of reckless and ruthless love. We build it up with songs of the broken, caught in the rough between us and a moment. I know this fire reaches the corners of my truth. Oh, I am lighter when I'm reflecting you. Tonight I'm all in. I trade my past for something new. I'll let it reach me to see what this can do. Moving, moving, moving. It's moving, moving, moving. Moving, moving, moving. Going moving, moving, moving. Going moving, moving, moving. Moving, moving, moving. Moving, moving, moving. Moving, moving, moving. Going moving, moving, moving. Moving, moving, moving. Moving, moving, moving. Moving, moving, moving. Moving, moving, I know this feeling drips down my body in the sun. This is the real thing, and I'm overcome. I know this feeling drips down my body in the sun. This is the real thing, and I am overcome. Our hands are reeling, my heart beating like a band. Lift up the ceiling as I open up my hands. Oh, this is chemical. Oh, caught in a gold rush. Oh, this is the promise of reckless and ruthless love.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Pastor James here, Lake Stevens campus. bringing you your Saturday morning encouragement for the day. We are in our Bible in 1 year YouVersion app. We're in Hosea, smack dab in the middle of Hosea, the prophet Hosea, who has this incredible story of what God has made him, or God asked him to do. He didn't make him do it, but he asked him to do it. He was obedient, and because of it, God blesses his life. But in chapter 4, he has this warning against Israel. And it says in verse 1 of chapter 4, "Hear the word of the Lord. O people of Israel, the Lord has brought charges against you, saying, there is no faithfulness, no kindness, no knowledge of God in your land. You make vows and you break them. You kill and steal and commit adultery. There is violence everywhere, one murder after another. That is why your land is mourning. And everyone," it doesn't say just some, everyone is wasting away. Even the wild animals, the birds, and the fish are disappearing. This is a warning. Another prophet. We read through Ezekiel and his warnings, and Daniel and Isaiah. And, I'm boggled at how many times these men of God can come forward to try to get Israel to right their ship, to follow God, to know truth that God has given them, and to use that to pursue him. But yet they seem to struggle with day-to-day consistency. And I relate to them. Because if you're like me, then you know that sometimes life gets in the way, and sometimes you're just not in the mood, and it gets in the way of your connection to God, and it gets in the way of your connection to other people. And we have to be careful with that. Because if we continue to read in our reading for today in 2 John, chapter 1, there's only one, 2 John, verse 5. "I am writing to remind you, dear friends," this is Paul writing, "that we should love one another. This is not a new commandment, but one we have had from the beginning. Love means doing what God has commanded us, and he has commanded us to love one another, just as you have heard from the beginning. I say this because many deceivers have gone out into the world. They deny that Jesus Christ ever came in a real body. Such a person is a deceiver and an anarchist." Or antichrist. Not an anarchist, antichrist. "If anyone comes to your meeting," verse 10, "and does not teach the truth about Christ, don't invite this person into your home or give them any encouragement. Anyone who encourages such people becomes a partner in their evil work." Now, this is a little bit tougher because Timothy is in the middle of this church plant, and there's some dissension, and there's some untruth being told. At this point now, a lot of the disciples are gone, and so it is the next generation of people that is passing on the story of Christ. And a lot of them are taking the story of Christ and denying it ever happened, saying, this never happened, this never happened. But they forget that Paul had this one-on-one experience with Jesus, so he knows the realness of Jesus, and he's passing that letter to Timothy to remind him. First of all, we're talking about the message here. Second of all, that message is about love. It has nothing to do with theology. It has nothing to do with deity. We are just straight up saying, love each other. Doesn't matter what you believe, love each other. So that's the second thing. And then he goes on to talk about knowing truth that is in your heart, that you don't deny that God is real, that Jesus is real, and to protect that knowledge and that truth of who God is to you and in your life, and to protect it well, to protect it with strength, with honor. And that's not always easy to do. It's not. It's not always easy to know truth, to hold truth, and to defend truth. But if we use these verses and then the verses that we just read in the Old Testament about how all of these people have been constantly turning away from God, they've constantly been denying him, and as a result, they have fallen into their own trap, into their own mess, and God is still there saying, just seek me, just reach for me, and I'll be there. And he reminds us that in our Old Testament reading, he's reminding us right now in the New Testament reading that you know truth, that God is with you, that Jesus is real, that he is who he says he is. He's the Son of God, that he came for you, he came for me, he died for you, he died for me. And because of that, we have life, we have hope, we have a future. So my encouragement to you today is just take a few moments when we're done here Take a few moments, and I want you to think about the realness of God in your life. Think about the times that he has answered prayer. This is why a lot of people will write prayer journals, so that they can record the times that God has answered their prayers. But reflect on the times that he has come through, the blessings in your life that he has come through. I learned something this week. Another pastor told me that they started or I shouldn't say started, but in one of the programs at their church, they encourage everyone that wakes up every single morning in this program to start the day giving thanks for your blessings. Not thinking about your list, not thinking about what you have to do, not even thinking about how you're going to work out or drink of water or even go into the bathroom. The first thing that you think about is giving thanks. You give thanks for all the things that you have in your life, the people that are currently in your life. And you thank God that he has already blessed you and he has already given us so much. And from there, it almost sinks your heart, because you're starting the day with gratitude that the realness and the fullness of God is with us. So my encouragement to you right now, turn this off and give thanks. Reflect on how God has provided for you and how real and full he is in your life. I want to thank you guys for being with me this morning, and I will see you guys next week.